apologize to you. All right? We're going to be of the same mind one towards another. We ain't going to be looking at each other like we ain't the same. At each other like he's less than me. We ain't going to be looking at each other like that. Because that's how this world teaches you to look at each other. But then here you're going to understand Judah and Israel was oppressed together. And if you're going to inquire of Israel, who's going to go forth and ask who's going to be more for Israel, you're going to realize that, brother, we're going to have to band together. We're going to have to band together and get strong. Go ahead.
Be of the same mind, one toward another. Mind not high things.
Do what?
Mind not high things.
Do what?
Mind not high things.
Go ahead.
But condescend to men of low estate.
All right. Mind not high things. Go back to one and ask. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. So now, you're Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. Your concern ain't to go join the city council so you could change things from the inside out. That's you minded high things. That's you getting caught up with fiscal policies and the national debt and the GDP and the votes and which ward you represent on this primary and that primary. That's high things. You minded high things. You high-minded. You thinking about things that the man trying to scrap to eat and pay rent or pay child support, or the sister that trying to hold 3-4 jobs down and take care of the rack of children she done had because she been loose in her little years. Like, they ain't thinking about that. We ain't thinking about things like that. We thinking about how to live, how to survive. Paul said, mind not high things. We have the same mind one towards another. Your people in hell, your people are oppressed. You can't be thinking about all these high things. You can't be thinking about the NBA championship and the PGA Golf Tour and your Oprah Winfrey Network and all that stuff, making movies about Martin Luther King. Like, we need some movie about that damn bastard in this day. Right? You're going to have to not mind high things, but condescend to men of lower estate. Meaning what? Make yourself lower. Right? Make yourself lower. People here condescend and think, meaning to bring yourself to the same level. That's how it means. It means to make yourself lower than this person. Meaning now what? You're going to put yourself in a position to serve them, to help them, to build them up. That's, brother, that's what you're going to have to do. That's what we had to do for each other. Because you for sure know nobody else doing it for us. Nobody else doing it for us. Nobody concerned with Black people's problems. Nobody concerned with Black people's plights and cries and encumbrances. Nobody is concerned with Black people's burdens. It's just not important. Like, who the hell cares? Right? A few weeks after Michael Brown got shot, they cut James Foley head off. When you watch news, they say, well, listen, we're going to Ferguson aside, blah, 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 but we talking about something important here. This is an American citizen that's not safe in a foreign land. Like, nobody cares about what we go through. Nobody cares about our everyday problems. You understand? Let the same report come out about some Jewish boy somewhere in upstate New York. And let's see if there ain't going to be some national policy to change the interaction between it's going to be a full racial thing there. You understand? But for us, we just going to have to, you know what I mean? We just going to chalk it up. We're going to swallow that down, put some ice on it. When that's not how we need to be. Like, the rich amongst us and our leaders are the ones who need to be condescending to men of low estate. They are the ones who will have to not mind high things. Condoleezza Rice and what's the other one? Colin Powell. And all those high bougie Negroes who up there in positions that could really affect Black people, that could really do something for Black people. They will never, ever turn their back on this level and come down to a level to help their brothers. So we're going to have to do it for each other. We're going to have to do it for each other. Right? Nobody else going to do it. Ain't no help coming. Right? Ain't no SOS sending out. We're going to have to do it ourselves. We're going to clean ourselves up. We're going to build ourselves up. We're going to have to go out there and teach Israel how to follow the Lord and get the favor of the Lord back ourselves. You understand? And go back to Acts again and read the last verse where you was at.
Acts chapter 4, verse 32. And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart and of one soul.
You understand? It was the multitude that followed these disciples after Christ done left them. Right? Christ done ruled and gave it to them and said, all right, now you all had to run. Now you all had this work to do. All right? The multitude who believed in what these disciples learned and passed down and never changed. The multitude that believed them was all of one mind, all of the same mindset, believed in the same doctrine without a doubt, was stone cold solid and rooted in it, right? And all with the same mind, the same heart and soul. And they was all the way locked in and tied in to this brotherhood. Go ahead.
Neither said any of them that aught of the things which he possessed was his own.
Right. Go ahead.
But they had all things common.
Right. Neither any of them who said, listen, who had possessions. Remember, this is a multitude. You're gonna have brothers and sisters coming in with nothing, and you're gonna have brothers and sisters coming in with 3 and 4 single family homes and cars and businesses. You're gonna have it. You understand? And they said, listen, all these possessions, whatever I have is not mine, but we have all things in common. And that's super heavy because now, okay, we're willing now to spread the resources around. And in doing that, you setting up this nation or this family to now gain together and suffer together. Now we're going to be one unit. We're going to have solidarity. We're going to band together. What's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine. And that's, brother, that's what we need to be in now. So now your problems is my problems. My blessings is your blessings. You ain't going to have one for nothing. You have a problem, brother, we have a problem. You need something, sister, we need something. And we are going to work together and find it out. If we in that mindset, listen, a brother or sister get harmed in any way, all Israel get harmed. You understand? If we in that mindset, we're going to stop harming each other. Because we know now that if one man suffering, we all suffering. You understand? With that mindset, we are going to be that family where somebody outside the family approaches one of us, now the whole family gathers. So you're going to have to deal with us all. And that's going to make everybody back up. That's going to give us the respect. That's going to give us the respect like General was bringing us on the radio show. Like it's better to have the respect of your enemies than their love. It's better to have the respect of your enemies than their love. You understand? Especially when your enemy is incapable of loving you. It's better to have their respect. So-called Jewish man, everybody hated the Jew, all those filthy Jews. Michael Jackson said them Jews who framed him for child molesting. Everybody hated the so-called Jewish man, but they respect him though. You understand? They respect him. Chris Brown and Nicki Minaj, and then bring out some video with something looking like the Third Reich with the swastika and everything. The Jewish man say one thing, Nicki Minaj, listen, it wasn't my idea. I didn't want that video. Man, if I offend anybody, I'm sorry. Who cares about if they love you, if I love them? She showed them respect. You understand? And that's what we need. We need to have respect. And it's going to start with each other. It's going to start with brotherhood. It's going to start on that level. Come on. Yeah, go ahead. It's going to start on that level. You understand? That's where we need to be now. Everybody who had their possessions, none of it was a soul, but we had all things in common. You understand something I'm saying? Okay, don't sweat, don't sweat. Read that last verse again.
Verse 32. And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart and of one soul. Neither said any of them that aught of the things which he possessed was his own, but they had all things in common.
You understand? And that's what you see. You look at the Israelite school at I.S.U.P.K, you see brotherhood. That's how we're able to build these schools all over this country. With brotherhood. With brotherhood. We have all things in common. Right? And that's what this nation needs. That's the example this nation needs. And that's the example they're going to get. And believe me, Israel is going to get it. Israel is coming up on the time where it's going to be like, well, it's either you're with them or you're against them. And it ain't going to be something that we see like as a threat. It's just how the climate is going to be. It's going to be a climate out here where it's like, I have to get with those brothers. Because to be not with those brothers is to be with the people who is not with them, who's against them. Right? It's going to come a time when you will clearly have to choose masters, choose sides. You're going to have to know, as they say, and you're going to have to know which God you're serving. You're going to serve the white man or you're going to serve the Most High of this Bible. Right? I'm to serve the Lord of this Bible. You're going to have to get down in this brother. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 33. And with great power gave the apostles witness of the resurrection of the Lord Yahweh, and great grace was upon them all.
Right. Well, no, because those men were so close with Christ, they got power. They got power, both spiritual power and power in authority and rulership. Right. And they were able to now raise Israel up, build Israel up. Right. Grace was upon them. Mercy was upon them all. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 34, neither was there any among them that lacked.
Right. None amongst these brothers here lacked anything. Right. You hear people saying, well, listen, if I separate from the white man, how am I going to eat? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Or my children have to do this. How my woman has to do that. Well, listen, what do you think we do? Like, I don't get, like, you think what you see is performance, a halfway operation where it's just for show. Like, you looking at brothers who separated from this devil, separated from this society, totally separate, and we lack nothing. We lack nothing. When we see daily, time in and time out, and we get the calls and we get the midnight panic calls about this is what's going on of Israel, who try to cleave to this devil, cleave to America, marry America, and want for everything, lacking in basic needs. You understand? Like, the only solution is to separate from this devil and band together with your brothers. See, neither was any of them that lacked for anything. Right? Go ahead.
Yes, verse 30.
Yeah, you can read from the top of 34 again.
Verse 34. Neither was any among them that lacked, for as many as were possessors of lands or houses sold them, and brought the prices of the things that were sold.
Read that last part right there.
And brought the prices
for as many
as were possessors of lands or houses sold them, and brought the prices of the things that were sold.
Come on. And keep reading. Go ahead.
Laid them down at the apostles' feet.
I did what with it?
Laid them down at the apostles' feet.
No, listen. You beefing over paying 10%. You beefing over paying tithes. These Negroes sold their houses and land and their possessions. And when they got the money, what did they do?
Laid them down at the apostles' feet.
Did they go out and buy stockpile food for themselves?
Laid them down at the apostles' feet.
Did they go and invest in some trailer underground war bunker to survive the nuclear war?
Laid them down at the apostles' feet.
They didn't go and see about their own problems. They came and gave it to the authority. Now, brother, that's brotherhood. You understand? Right? That is on a level that a slave cannot understand. A slave will never ever comprehend getting possessions, working for possessions, and then one day waking up to realize I'm not this person who I thought I was. Let me give up what I have. Give the profit or the proceeds or whatever, the revenue, give it to the authority of the Lord and fall under their rulership, under their guide. A slave cannot understand that. To a slave, that is slavery. To a slave, that is, man, that's being a captive. That is, but when you're taking away my freedom, I ain't free to do nothing. Well, fine, stay in the world. Be free and die. You're free to go die with America and starve. You understand? That's what you're free to go do. Be free and go do that. Right? I'm gonna be slaves to I'm gonna be a slave to the Most High. That's how you want to look at it. A slave cannot understand it. A slave thinks for himself, is ridiculously selfish and insanely attached to his master. Attached to his master like nothing you've ever seen before. And will take full blame when his master abuses him and murders him. You understand? These brothers sold what they had and brought the price back to the apostles, back to the leadership. Never say tithes. You understand? The state is 10%. Ain't no law here. Ain't no law. This is what was needed for the nation to survive. This is what was needed for the nation to survive. So listen, you out there listening, you better get up on your game. You better send them envelopes in, send them tithes and them donations in, and whatever it is you can pull up, you send in to build this nation and know that you're putting your brick in, right? Know that you're putting your brick in, especially if you're a sister. You can't go to camp. You can't go out there and be on the front line fighting them wars. You send them tithes and send that money and that donations in. You brothers out there, you can't make it to the camp. You have no camp in your city yet. Oh, you just don't think it's in you to get up in there. Ain't no shame in that if you support otherwise. If you support otherwise, there ain't no shame in that. You understand? Ain't no shame in that. You still in the war. You still in the war on the front line. But to be called an Israelite and have the blood of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in your veins, and you're not on the front line fighting, and then you refuse to support the soldiers, you are shameful. You are a shameful dog and a traitor to your people. You are a traitor to your people. You understand? Support this truth, support this brotherhood. Let this nation be built as it must be built. All right? Go ahead.
And laid them down at the apostles' feet, and distribution was made unto every man according as he had need.
You understand? Distribution would be made to every man according as he had need. Now that's what it takes to build a nation. Like you look at America today and think, wow, this is a great place. This is a great place. Listen, don't get it twisted. The white man deserves his kingdom. White man deserves to be in rulership. He worked hard for it. He killed, murdered, went to work, killed his own, starved his own, ate horses, ate boots, suffered, starved, and held on his own, built together with his brothers, and now you have the greatest power on the face of the earth. What do you think you have to do now to topple this society, to topple this economy, to topple this kingdom? You're gonna have to dig in also. And the Lord ain't requiring of you half what the white man had to do. Down here, he put his whole soul on the line to get America. Lord ain't requiring that. The Lord requires you to obey his laws and follow up under the authority he set up. Right? Follow up under it. There's never been a time in this Bible the Lord left Israel without a teaching prophet. We've always, that's in the Bible, I will not leave you without a teaching prophet. And that teaching prophet is the authority. You understand? That is the authority. Coming out of Egypt was Moses. After Egypt was who? Joshua and Caleb. You understand? It was always that way. All the way up, we always had an authority over Israel. And today's command in GEN.YAHANNA and the Israelite school at I.S.U.P.K. So you stay there and feel, listen, you supported men and all that, you fooling yourself. And you're just a big problem, you're a big stumbling block in the way of the work of the Lord. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 36. And Joseph, who by the apostles was surnamed Barnabas, which is being interpreted, the son of consolation, a Levite, and of the country of Cyprus, having land, sold it, and bought the money, and laid it at the apostles' feet.
Right, you understand? This brother had land, sold it, and came and brought it to the apostles, brought it to the authority, because he wasn't thinking about himself. He wasn't selfish. He had compassion for Israel. He inquired for Israel. He bemoaned for Israel. You understand? This is the time after Christ. This is the time where, listen, Rome put in hell on Jerusalem. You understand? This is a horrible time that's going on here. You thinking, looking at black on black crime in America. I ain't seen nobody cooking no babies yet. I ain't seen nobody boiling their leather belts yet. You understand? Like this time here, them brothers in hell. I needed things to get, you know what I mean, for the nation to continue, for the people that believe to live. Right? Go ahead. Right? So we just read about the brothers and sisters who would put in to this nation, would put in, and they counted as brothers. And it's something you can't understand unless you're living it. Unless you're living it. Close to any city where there's an Israelite school at I.S.U.P.K, a school set up there, or officer set up there, go check out those brothers there. You really check them out. You go to them cities to see how them brothers live, and witness face out the brotherhood of the Lord, spirit of the Lord, and understand that that's the authority the Lord is raising up. Right? So that you will be counted as a brother or a sister in that day. And that's what we just read about. Now we're going to read about some brothers and sisters who chose to value themselves over this nation, value themselves over the family, value themselves over the brotherhood. Go ahead.
Acts chapter 5, verse 1. But a certain man named Ananias, with Sapphira, his wife, sold the possession and kept back part of the price.
And did what?
Kept back part of the price.
Go ahead.
His wife also being privy to it, and brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet.
Right. They sold their thing, right? And they kept back some. And his wife knew about it, right? And they bought that price and laid it. They brought a certain part and gave it to the authority. Go ahead.
Verse 3. But Peter said, Ananias, why has Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Spirit and to keep back part of the price of the land?
You understand? There's Peter here. It's Christ right down the line. Christ knew exactly what he was choosing, who he was choosing. You understand? Peter pulled him up and he said, listen, who you think you're fooling now? Like, you ain't dealing with men, you're dealing with the Lord. You understand? You're dealing directly with the Lord when you deal with his authority. Who you think you're fooling? Go ahead.
Verse 4. While it remained, was it not thine own? And after it was sold, was it not in thine own power? Why hast thou conceived this thing in thine heart? Thou hast not lied unto men, but unto the Most High.
You understand? What is he saying there when he said, what remained, was it not thine own? After it was sold, was it not in thine own power? What is he saying there? Is he saying that you ain't fooling men, but you're fooling Lord? You ain't lied unto men, but you lied to the Lord. What's he really saying? Come on.
He's saying, when you sold it, it was already yours when you sold it. Then you sold it, you still had the money. Why come and bring the money here to try to run the game on us? Like you're fooling the man, but you try to deceive the Most High.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Okay, this is what's happening here. Where brothers is saying, I will sell this and give it to the school. I will sell this and give it to the authority. I'm gonna sell this and give it to the governing body. I'm gonna sell this and give it to the man in charge, Peter. All right. Now what Peter is saying is, if you didn't want to give all, just say that, Peter, you can't give all. Don't lie and say this is all, and then you keep part back. You understand? That's why he say you lie not to men, but to the Lord. Like, don't get it twisted. This ain't a shakedown where it's like Peter said, nigga, you wrong. Give me what's in your pocket. It ain't that. That's why he was so smooth about it. He's like, man, who you trying to fool, huh? Like, you ain't know you're not lying to men. Like, this ain't my operation. I'm looking for somebody. And the boss gonna come and say, listen, that man, he's a little shady. Check him out. Like, if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. But don't say you're going to do it and then not do it. You understand? And like you're lying to men in your mind, but you're really playing with the Lord. You understand? That's why I say this brother, you follow the Most High, you don't follow this brother. Right? You change your life and you really love into the Most High, you're going to be locked into this brotherhood. So now Ananias, he's getting checked by Peter, he's getting found out. Go ahead, you have something?
I got a question. Trooper Down in West Columbia, South Carolina, he wanted to know, how are Lucifer and the white man alike? He says that the white man is the devil, who is Lucifer, and how do they compare?
No sweat, I'm going to get to your question, all right? Give me 1 second. Let me just finish this, all right? Read that last part, that last verse again.
Thou hast not lied unto men, but
no,
Acts 5 and 4. Whilst it remained, was it not thine own? And after it was sold, was it not in thine own power? Why hast thou conceived this thing in thine heart? Thou hast not lied unto men, but unto the Most High. You understand? And that's how Israel operates today. That's how Israel operates today. That's why we in the hell we in. Because you don't recognize that the Lord has an authority on this earth. And that this authority needs things to set this family up. So now Peter is checking this brother out and telling him, listen, now, if you didn't want to do it, you just had to say. You don't have to lie about it and say, this is what you got for what you sold. Like, I ain't no fool. I know it's something really selfish because once again, whatever you put into this family is what you're going to get back. Meaning this, that ain't going in nobody's pocket. That ain't something that is joy money. Like, ain't nobody watching your envelope being like, that's some cases of Heineken or something. I don't know, whatever they drink now. I don't know what they're drinking. All right? Nobody ain't doing that. But this is going to build this nation up. Like, what you putting in here is to make sure when 911 goes out of commission, that you have brothers in Black Hebrew Academy jackets around your zip code. You understand? Protecting your block. With all white vehicles with the shield tattooed on the side of the door, hood of the vehicle, making sure your area is secure. 911, who needs it? Not when you have brothers. You understand? Like, imagine a place where, like, there's zero crime. There ain't no crime because the Lord's men run this neighborhood.
Your doors is open. Like nobody hungry, because whatever everybody have, everybody's getting from. And that if something does go wrong in the area, you know it has to be somebody from outside who came in. And it's going to be easy to find them because they ain't one of us. You understand? Who need 911 then? They need 911. You need a shovel, you need a hole, you need some stones. And we're going to go all the way old school with them. You understand? That's the brotherhood that this thing is going to build. And it's going to be needed in this time that we're in. All right, go ahead.
Verse 5. And Ananias, hearing these words, fell down and gave up the spirit.
And what?
Gave up the spirit.
Go ahead.
And great fear came on all them that heard these things.
What happened to Ananias?
Gave up the spirit.
What does that mean?
Like, that brother dropped dead.
That's it. He dropped dead because he did not want to be a brother. Now, you understand this. He dropped dead because he refused to be a brother. What's the precept? You're going to be in danger of the judgment. You understand? Like brotherhood is a serious thing. Is a very serious thing in this nation. It's a very serious thing in this war you're fighting with yourself and against your oppressor. Like having brotherhood is the down in the end all and be all of it. And brother, if you don't have it in that time, especially if you're done in the fold, the Lord, he just gonna remove you. And it ain't gonna be like you get called in East office and he give you a severance package and a pink slip and help you pack your stuff and walk you out here. It ain't gonna be like that. You know, wherever you stand, that might be the last breath you take. Because you don't want to get done with this family. You don't want to help your family. You would rather have whatever you have now for these 2 days, but die otherwise. You understand? Ananias dropped dead. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And the young men arose, wound him up, and carried him out and buried him.
Right. That was the young man who was with these brothers, with Peter and them. I mean, young men who coming in and trying to follow the Lord, and they're all black boots, the black pads, the headband, raw scarf, black shit. The young men watch Peter and be like, well, all right. They know what they have to do. Gotta get rid of that buddy. He dead. You know what I mean? We're gonna leave him there. They wrap him up and they walk out the door. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And it was about the space of 3 hours after, when his wife, not knowing what was done, came in.
Right, his woman, Sapphira, or whatever her name was, she came in. She didn't know that Ananias dead, but she come now to check out Peter. Go ahead.
And Peter answered unto her, tell me whether ye sold the land for so much. And she said, yea, for so much.
And Peter asked her, listen, when they say for so much, meaning the amount that Ananias laid at their feet, which was the wrong amount. Meaning what? Ananias sold the property or whatever, let's say for $1,000. He brought 4, kept 6 for himself. So now, according to Ananias, it's not like, okay, I sold it for $1,000, but I'm going to keep some if you let me, and then you all can have this. It's not that. He's coming and saying, I sold it for 4. And looking at you like, yeah, dummy, take this 4. If you ain't dealing with men, you're dealing with the Lord. You understand? So now, Peter asked his woman, did you all sell the land for this much? Did you all sell the land for $400? And she said, yeah, $400. Meaning, but mind you, she knows the amount they really sold it for. But
verse 9. Then Peter said unto her, how is it that ye have agreed together to tempt the Spirit of the Most High?
That is a strong demon I was with you. Read it again.
Then Peter said unto her, how is it that ye have agreed together to tempt the Spirit of the Most High?
Like Peter is like, well, how could both of you all work together to anger the Lord. Like, okay, I could understand him getting caught up in this, but you will co-sign it also, you will anger the Lord. Like, it's not me angering. It's not me you robbing or lying to. It's the Lord alone. And listen, that's how stupid it is, right? This will show you how ridiculous it is. The Lord don't need no damn money. You think the Lord counting $100 bills and stacking up Benjamins in heaven? He sits on a throne made of fire. Go try to make one now. Tell him how much it costs. He don't need that. The floor in front of him is diamond. It's a lake of glass. You don't need the money. You don't need the damn money, but your brothers do. And he set up an authority on the earth to make sure that your brothers get what they need. That's why when you read higher up, the apostles got the money and distributed to every man according to his needs. But in America, you could be, you're a bachelor making $300,000 a year and all is yours. Yeah. What do you need that much for? There's people out here who need stuff. You understand? I'm like, no, you distribute according to your need, which is really how this thing should roll if we tight as a family. And if we're really tight, it ain't going to take a drastic situation to make you now inquire of your brothers and check for your brothers and then say, you know what, man, I don't need all this, but I see this is what's going on down the block there, that family working on something. You go to the authority, you begin to say, listen, this is what I want to put in. You'll do what you have to do with it. But that's what it should really be. That's how it should really be. We shouldn't have to live the way we live in America. We shouldn't have to do that and struggle and strive and swindle every other black person for money and steal and rob from each other. We should live as a family where what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. You understand? So his wife now, she said, yeah, we did sell it for this much, which of course is a wrong figure. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Then Peter said unto her, how is it that ye have agreed together to tempt the Spirit of the Most High?
So Peter is like, man, how did both of you could have the same demon to make the Lord angry? Go ahead.
Behold, the feet of them which have buried thy husband are at the door, and they shall carry thee out.
Peter is so in tune with the Spirit of the Lord and understand what's at stake. He made the statement and the Lord honored it. Peter said, listen, the same men who carried your husband out, they coming up the door now to take you out. You understand? They coming up the door now. You telling somebody that, they want to know what the hell you talking about. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Then she fell down straightway at his feet.
She dropped dead on the spot. She dropped dead on the spot. You understand the Spirit of the Lord? You understand what the Lord can do? You understand? Like, we come back as brothers. Listen, people could just drop dead who's against this brother. Like this brother and sister here was simple and stupid and thought they could outsmart the Lord and play with the Lord's nation, the Lord's people. And the Lord killed them. Now, this goes for anybody who is against the brother, anybody who's against the Lord's nation. You understand? Like, you worried about police brutality. The next cop that put his gun on you, the gun could backfire and blow his head off. He could just pull the gun out and clutch his heart and never ever get back up. You understand? But you want to keep what's yours. You want to hold the ties. Like, if it's too damn much less give anything extra to build this. God forbid give anything extra to build this nation up. That's too much. No, we're still in the mentality of a slave and not looking at each other as Israel. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11. And great fear came upon all the church and upon as many as heard these things. Right?
Great fear came upon the church, meaning the body of Israel. When they heard what happened to Ananias and his Lord, like, now they realized, now it was clear. It was clear that This is the Lord's authority that we're dealing with. Yes, I remember the young man was there when Ananias dropped dead. And they just went to carry his body out. So imagine they went to carry his body out. They come back, his woman dropped dead right there. Now you're going to realize, good night. Whatever Peter dealing with, I don't need no part of that. You understand? I don't want no part of it. I don't need no part of it. I'm going to just follow. I'm going to do as I'm told. And that's how we should be. I'm bound together in his brother, all right? Let me get our question real quick, then we'll move on some more in the apocrypha.
Truly Dr. in West Columbia, South Carolina, he's basically saying if the white man and the devil, the white man is the devil, then who is Lucifer? How do they compare?
Okay. Lucifer is, okay, Isaiah 14, when it says Lucifer, that bright and morning star, that's referring to the white man, all right? He is the devil, the deceiver. Let me give you the precepts real quick. I'm going to see if I can go through it real quick. Satan is an angel of the Lord, and his job is to make sure you don't get a crown. His job is to make sure weed still appeals to you, hoes still appeal to you, robbery, murder, bloodshed, homosexuality, lesbianism. His job is to make sure that you are not worthy to get a crown. Okay, when I say that, don't nobody get it twisted and think, well, okay, Satan work for the Lord, then the Lord is tempting me. It's not that. Satan's job is to make sure that the ones who do get the crown, they rightfully earn it. See, imagine, let me give you an example. Imagine I.S.U.P.K military with the hardest drill sergeant, and he will scream at you, yell at you, put you through hell until people start dropping out. And the ones who dropping out, they just ain't worthy to be called whatever, or a sports team you play for. And the first few weeks, you ain't bouncing the ball, you ain't throwing no ball, you ain't kicking no ball, nothing. You running and doing push-ups and lifting weights till you vomit. Right? And until you say, well, listen, I sign up for this, he ain't need no $1 million contract. It's like that. It's now at the end of this, those who stick and now start shining and being refined like metal and gold, those are the ones who now the Lord can put a crown on and trust that while they had a crown on their head, they will turn a section of the kingdom into the Bunny Ranch Club or or the weed spot, you know what I mean, with all the power and might he has. Like, he can rest assured that this is a solid soldier he has. So Satan's job is to make sure you straight, all right? No. You good? No sweat. Give me Isaiah 14. Let's just start with, give me no Lucifer, bright and morning star. It's 12.
12 is dawn of the morning, falling from heaven.
That's it, O Lucifer, bright and morning star.
They're saying dawn of the morning. I think bright and morning star may be around.
Ain't no sweat. You can start right there. Right, real quick, so you can move on.
Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer,
right,
son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground?
Right, go ahead.
Which didst weaken the nation.
Right, Christians read this how you fall from heaven and think it's an angel. This Lucifer is the white man, right? The white man weakened the nations. He weakened Iraq. Right now, he weakened in the Middle East with them bombs. He weakened the island of Puerto Rico. He weakened the Native Indians. He weakened Vietnam. He weakened North Korea right now with this whole interview nonsense. You understand? And he weakened us. I mean, he weakened all Israel. He weakened the nations. And his fall from heaven is his fall from the highest state he lives in. Heaven is, once again, in the fourth dimension is heaven, the heavens above, and heaven is a condition or a state of being. And the white man is in his highest condition and state of being today. And he is going to fall. So now the prophet Isaiah, the prophecy is writing, oh Lucifer, oh white man, how you fall from heaven? You was the man great powerful who did weaken the nations. It's like how the rap song go, damn homie, you used to be the man, homie. It's like that. Like, oh shit, well, what happened to you? You used to be fly. It's like that. He looking at old Lucifer, right? And
thou art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations. But thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High.
Right there causes the Christians to think that this Lucifer is a fallen angel. If he's an angel, he up there with the Lord anyway. How could he ascend into heaven if he up there anyway to overthrow the Lord? He doesn't get kicked out according to their doctrine. But there's not what they're talking about. This is the white man. I'm talking about his Star Wars initiative, his space programs, his flight missions. Really, all this flying and out to space travel and supposed searching for planets is setting up to fight the Lord. He's going to make war with the Lord up in the heavens, this physical, this outer atmosphere we call the heavens. All right? So that's what this man is. Give me verse 16.
Verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee.
Right. Oh, Lucifer, you fall from heaven. The ones who see the white man in that day, they're going to look upon him narrowly. Like, you ever see somebody from 10 years, 15 years ago who you went high school with or college or middle school, whatever, and they was, I don't know, it's a stark change. You know, they were super big and fat, and now they get slim and trim and fit. Or they were slim and trim and fit, now they get huge. Or they were short and goofy looking, and now they're big and tall and everything that you would look at as what the world would call beautiful or pretty or whatever, attractive. Like that change, that drastic change that you see. Now you're going to look upon them like, I know you. Ain't you used to be that dude who used to throw up all the time? You used to be that person with glasses like that. So they're going to look upon him and say what?
They shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee.
And consider him, meaning like, I know this white man. Go ahead.
Say, is this the man?
Is what?
Is this the man?
Is this the angel?
Is this the man?
Is this the devil?
The man?
Is this the man? Is this the man? Lucifer is a man. Go ahead.
That made the earth to tremble.
That did what?
That made the earth to tremble.
What kind of man made the earth to tremble? Who dropped bombs at Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Who just dropped, what, 50,000 ton bombs to drown ISIS out? The white man. Is this the white man that made the earth to tremble? Go ahead.
That did shake kingdoms.
That what?
Shake kingdoms.
He's shaking kingdoms. You understand? He's shaking kingdoms. Russia start guffing up, no sweat. Go to OPEC, drop the price of oil. Russia can be cracked in 2 days. He's shaking kingdoms. And that same white man, he gonna fall from his higher state. So this Lucifer here is the white man. All right? Now what does he have?
He said, how do they differ between the devil and Lucifer?
Okay, the devil, the white man, is the white man. As he said. You understand? He is the white man. All right, give me Revelation 12 real quick. Then we move on to the Apocrypha. Revelation 12. Give me the old serpent. 12 and 9.
Revelation 12 and 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent.
Okay, hold on. Skip up to verse 7.
Revelation 12 and 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels.
Right, so now, in Christian reading this, I'm thinking this talking about the fourth dimension where the Lord is, where it's perfect order. Some mutiny happened like every white movie where some old gun who toted fool, he's the hero, but he go against the grain. That's the spirit of the white man. This here is talking about what we just read. Who wanted to ascend into heaven and make war with the Most High. When Michael comes back with the 200 million angels, The white man is going to be up there with his angels. Angels is a servant of the Lord, or servant of power. The white man is a power. He has angels too. He has people who serve him, powerful people. And they're going to fight the Lord. They're going to fight Christ and Michael, who's the captain of the army. So they're going to fight Michael, and they're going to be war in heaven. There's going to be a war, a physical war between the white man, his angels, all these other nations are going to turn to fight the Lord, the Son of Man, when he returns, and Christ, Michael, and the army. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 8, and prevailed not.
Right, and the dragon, who is this devil, he prevailed not. Go ahead.
Neither was there place found any more in heaven.
Right, and after that war, he was brought to a low estate. Just like at the end of World War II, Europe was done. Germany was done. Go look at some pictures of Britain, of London, done. It took years to rebuild that economy. You understand? They was finished with all that bombing that was going on over there. You ever hear the white man say, them Arabs acting up, we're going to bomb them back to the Stone Age? They're going to fall out of heaven. Right? The white man is going to fall out of his high state of being. Ain't going to be no more Disneyland, no Trade Center, no towers. Ain't going to be nothing to rebuild. It's going to be over when the Lord finishes with it. Go ahead.
And the great dragon was cast out.
And the great dragon was cast out of heaven, out of his place, out of his seat of authority on the earth. Go ahead. And dragon so spiritual, because why? What do the KKK call their leader?
Red dragon.
Red Grand Dragon. They could have called him King's Knight. They could have called him Odin. They could have called him the Viking Slayer. Who knows? But they call themselves the Great Red Dragon. That's the white man. All right? Go ahead.
That serpent, that old serpent, and the great dragon was cast out.
Right.
That old serpent.
That old serpent. What old serpent is they talking about? What is the old serpent they're talking about? His brother, he there, he typing? The brother who asked the question. Right where he's from?
He's from Southwest Columbia, South Carolina.
Well, his brother from South Carolina. If you're there, that old serpent, what's he referring to? All right, come in quickly so I can move on with this in the Apocrypha. What is he talking about? What is he referring to, that old serpent? There you type it. Nothing showing up? Give him a minute.
Online here, so.
Come on.
What's it, bro?
Say that again, huh? Yeah, that's right. That old serpent is the serpent in the garden, which lets you know it's not a snake it's talking about. It's this man who's making a war with Michael. That old serpent from the garden, that old man, that old snake from the garden. Go ahead. Like he started off as a serpent, but by the end of this whole thing, he turned into a dragon, a full thing with wings and breathing fire and destroying nations, making kingdoms to shake. He was once a little snake, just a whole little rat running around and deceiving everybody, and he deceived so much that he became powerful. Go ahead.
That old serpent called the devil.
Called what?
The devil.
Called what?
The devil.
Called who?
The devil.
Was the white man?
The devil.
Go ahead.
And Satan, which deceived the whole world.
Which who?
Deceived the whole world.
He put them in fire.
Deceived the whole world.
He had a pitchfork.
Deceived the whole world.
He had a red tail and horn, red horns and a tail.
Deceived the whole world.
That devil who deceived the whole world. There's only one man who deceived the whole world. You understand? And that's the white man. He deceived the whole world. Satan, the devil, Lucifer, the white man's all the same. He is the man of sin. He embodies sin. Right? Sin lies at the door in Genesis. You can go read it. Sin lies at the door, and if you open and invite sin in, sin will start serving you. Meaning this white man, he promotes sin so much, he deceives the world so much. Now he controls sin. He is in charge of it. He is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You understand? Come on.
The scriptures say his doings are after the workings of Satan.
That's it. You understand? His doings are after the workings of Satan. Now the angel say that he gonna be doing things, but this devil here, he on the earth, he doing things too. You understand? Go ahead. Okay, come with it quickly. I hope the brother understand. Brother, type in, let me know if you understand.
He was taking notes.
No sweat.
Yes. Sister with a question, go
Okay,
ahead.
you said the white man is the devil. Then why, I'm still listening. Why would somebody say that the devil is a person that's in hell, got born, and sick? Like, why would they say that if the devil is a white man?
Okay, because the real devil, the white man who deceived the whole world thinks that a devil exists, a man with a long tail and hoofs and red skin exists in the earth and will put you in a pot and boil you. That comes from a poem called Dante's Inferno. Forgot the name of the author, the poet, but he wrote a poem. He was from Italy, and at that time, the aristocracy of Italy, they had all the money, and then they were poor people. And he wrote this poem to scare the rich and tell them that if they did not give to the poor, they would go into Dante's Inferno, where this man with a pitchfork and a tail would torment them after they die, and their souls would never rest. Now, the church took that doctrine and married it in. It's something called syncretism. You can look it up, syncretism. Now, whenever Europeans take over any territory, the local people would have their religious customs and traditions. They would marry some of the Bible with some of European customs, with some of the pagan customs, and form this myriad, this kind of false image of Christianity, where it encompasses it all. And now the whole doctrine of hell being a place in the earth where you get burnt up, and purgatory and all these 12th level of hell, none of that is in the Bible. You understand? Now, I will tell you this. I will tell you this from that poem about a man who will put you in a pot and set you on fire. There is a man on the earth who does put you in a pot and set you on fire. You know who that is, right?
No.
Okay, go do some research and you're gonna find it out. Go read it in the Apocrypha in 2nd Maccabees, I believe, chapter 7, where this Greek king boiled the whole family because they didn't want to eat pig. He put them in a pot and heated it up and cooked them alive. There's a man on the earth who does cook you alive, and he is the white man. The white man is the devil, but not because he have a fork or he have red skin. Devil means deceiver. It means liar. You understand?
So there's one question. So basically, when it said hell, so hell is here on earth?
Heaven and hell in the Bible is a condition of living. Hell means destruction, or being destroyed, or a low state. Like, you ever hear people say, I'm catching hell? Or man, I'm in hell. Right? They're talking about their present condition. Like, you don't have to die to go to hell. You just have to be black and living in America and you're going to be in hell. You just have to be Hispanic and living in America, Native Indian, and you're going to know what hell is like. You understand? Heaven is a condition of living, a state of being. And white people are in heaven. They are in their bliss. They don't worry about nothing. They go to the moon, they go to the stars, go to Disneyland, just party, you know what I mean, be a bum all their life and then become the president. Ask George Bush. You understand?
Yeah.
No sweat. Just stay in classes and ask your questions. You're going to relearn everything. Just understand that everything you knew before you came to this school was a lie. And it was taught to you by who? The white man, who is the devil the Bible speaks of. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, no sweat, sis. Just stay in class, all right? Ask the question. Yeah, somebody else?
Okay, thank you.
No sweat. If not, let's move on. Let's get Wisdom of Solomon 18. All right, let's get some more on this brother. Say again?
He said, what was the name of the plate again?
It's Dante's Inferno. Either that was the name of the play or the name of the book that the poem is in. Just look up Dante's Inferno. I forgot the other name.
It's the Divine.
The Divine Comedy or something.
Yeah, I got it right here.
What's the name of it?
It says Inferno is the first part of Dante's 14th century poem, The Divine Comedy.
The Divine Comedy, right? The Divine is a poem or play?
It's a play.
It's a play called The Divine Comedy, and I guess the chapters or the parts of the play, one of them is called Dante's Inferno, which was his all theatrics. You know, Italy famous for the opera and all that nonsense. That was his theatrical way of characterizing how the rich would be tortured for how they oppress the poor. Just like any fiction movie you watch today, all right? But in the Bible, it gives you a similar comparison also. The turning of things upside down, all right? And that's also going to really happen, but not like how the Divine Comedy, Dante, not like how he described it. That is pure fiction. You could go look that up, all right? Okay, where we at? Wisdom of Solomon, 18. All right. Give me Wisdom of Solomon 18. Start at 1.
Wisdom of Solomon 18:1. Nevertheless, thy saints had a very great light, whose voice they hearing, and not seeing their shape, because they also had not suffered the same things. They counted them happy.
No, this is continuing from verse 17. Verse 17, they give you the plagues that Egypt suffered. How did the angel of death roll through there? They heard the screams and the cries of thousands. It was horrific. You just hearing people screaming and crying. It's like today, imagine you watching TV, and while you're watching TV, the news anchor dropped dead. The camera just goes to the floor, and the cameraman is the firstborn, he dropped dead. Police cars crashing, the white people cars crashing, black African cars crashing, because they're the firstborn and they drop dead driving home. But because you listen to Moses, because you listen to the authority of the Lord and band together with your people and have that blood of the Lamb over your doorpost, the angel of death passed over you. This was, of course, that first Passover in Egypt. So it's continuing from that, all right? Read it again.
Verse 18:1. Nevertheless, thy saints had a very great light.
Saints. Because you know from Psalms 55, it's 55 or 5? Psalms 51 and 5, the saints are the children of Israel. You don't have to be dead to be a saint. That's another lie the devil says. For saint this and saint that, all them popes and this one and that one. You have to be an Israelite to be a saint. All right? If you're an Israelite and you're I.S.U.P.K, then you no damn saint. You're all right. All right, go ahead.
Not seeing their shape, because they also had not suffered.
Hold on, let's skip something.
Having a great light.
Read second from the top.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18, verse 1. Nevertheless, thy saints had a very great light, whose voice they hearing, and not seeing their shape, because they also had not suffered the same things. They counted them happy.
Right, the saints had a very great light, right? They had that protection from the Lord, right? Light of the chariot, so you want to say that. They have a protection from the Lord. They hearing these things, but they ain't seeing. They hearing the screaming. They counted themselves happy because they ain't suffer the same things. You understand? And we were able to count ourselves happy because we banded together. We had that brother and we came together under one authority, and we were able to now hear our oppressor fall. We were able to hear our oppressor suffer. When they at one time watched us cry and watched us beg and watched us feel pain and beg them for mercy and beg for justice, we get to hear them take their last breath. And we counted it all joy. It was like, whoa, someday white man getting something rough today. Good. Go ahead.
Verse 2. For they that did,
but for they
that did not hurt them now, of whom they had been wronged before. They thanked them and besought them pardon, for that they had been enemies.
Right? The ones who survived, who hurt us before, they begged forgiveness. Before time, they heard. But this is really what happened in Egypt. Again, Egypt and America is a parallel. You want to find out what happened into America? You look at Egypt. Same thing. Egypt get destroyed. You bet your bottom dollar America won't be destroyed. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 3. Instead whereof thou gavest them a burning pillar of fire, both to be a guide of the unknown journey, and an harmless sun to entertain them honorably.
You're talking about that pillar of fire and the cloud, pillar of fire by night, the cloud by day that Israel followed the house of Egypt. Go ahead.
For they were worthy to be deprived of light, and imprisoned in darkness, who had kept thy son shut up, by whom the uncorrupt light of the law was to be given unto the world.
Right. The ones who hurt us, they deserve to be deprived of light. Who kept our sons shut up, who kept Israel shut up and destroyed and imprisoned. Go ahead.
Verse 4. For they were, verse 5, and when they had determined to slay the babes of the saints, one child being cast forth and saved, to reprove them, thou tookest away the multitude of their children and destroyest them altogether in a mighty war.
What is that talking about? Give me the effects. Come on, not to that.
When it said they determined to slay the saints, the king, Pharaoh, he had set a decree that all the male childs of the Israelites be drowned in the river. And it's saying one of the children was saved, talking about Moses.
Right.
His mother put him in a basket and sent him away in the water. And then it say the multitude, they took us away, the multitude of their children, and destroyed them altogether. They killed a lot of us and drowned us to death.
No, the last part is there.
In the Red Sea?
Yes.
Okay.
That last part is them and also that angel of death. Right? They destroyed a lot of our babes, but thou destroyed the multitude of their children. Right? Their firstborn. Remember, when they were those children they killed was a ton of our firstborn. The Lord flip it back on them. It's the same thing today. Abortion. Those plagues of Egypt, we suffer in them. Right? Abortion, like sisters who had abortion, they ain't aborting their fifth child. That first child getting aborted, they killing their firstborn. We in Egypt all over again. You understand? We killing our firstborn. And sometimes they may kill the second, third, fourth, and fifth, but for sure that first one dead. Yeah, he done. Pharaoh rules over us. All right, go ahead.
Verse 6. Of that night were our fathers certified afore, that assuredly, knowing unto what oaths they had given credence, they might afterwards be of good cheer.
Read that again.
Of that night were our fathers certified afore, that assuredly knowing unto what oaths they had given credence, they might afterwards be of good cheer.
Break it down. Somebody, please. Somebody give it to me. Type it in. Say Salakia, try it. Just give me a try. Say something. Let me see where you're at with this. Let me see where you're looking forward to. Let me see where you understand about this nation that we build. All right, read one more time.
Verse 7.
So 6.
Verse 6. Of that night were our fathers certified afore, that assuredly knowing unto what oaths they had given credence, they might afterwards be of good cheer.
Nobody else. Come on now, Zach, help them up.
It's saying in verse 6, of that night were our further certified afore.
Our fathers.
Meaning that we had that night was when Moses gave us the commandment for the Passover to go into your house and put the blood of the lamb on the doorposts, that assuredly knowing unto what oaths we gave credence. The oaths, but the next verse will give it away. But
no, sir, come on.
The oaths was saying that no matter good or bad, we're going to be together as a nation and serve the Most High.
The oath that it is You're Hispanic, you my brother. You're a Native Indian, you's my brother. You're a black man, you my brother. You my sister. That's the oath. Brotherhood. That night, when they heard them cries, it gave them credence, meaning what? It solidified everything. It was like, aha, I see what all this hard work and sacrifice and these loving brothers and loving sisters and all the work we put in, the sleepless nights, the long trips, the road trips, housing brothers out of town. I see what all this is for now when I get to see the Lord destroy America and make the white man cry. That night they realized, good night, praise the Lord, that we band together and become brothers. Good, listen, that night they realized where all the tithe money went. That night they realized what was good about the donations and the tithes and all that funding they send into the school. And that night they realized, them sisters who always beefing with them with brothers, they realize now why the men just rolled the hell out and left their cities and came to the Israelite school at I.S.U.P.K. so they could come back home and raise up an army. Now they realize, now you see the Lord came down and honored your brotherhood, honored how you served each other, honored how you cared for each other, honored how you inquired for Israel, honored how you followed under the authority that the Lord set up and was not swayed by your pride or false doctrine of men, but kept what the Lord laid down, what Christ laid down. You understand? Follow the men who really live this thing and care for Israel like Israel needs to be cared for. That night, everybody was sure who they were. That night, everybody was sure which God they were serving. It wasn't Ra. It wasn't Ute. It wasn't George Bush. It was the most high power of Israel. All right? Come on. Somebody has something? Quickly, come on.
You said, what happens to those that have killed their firstborn? How they held accountable women in Israel?
Okay, no sweat. Sister had an abortion, all right? And it ain't just the women in Israel. Don't even just say it like that. The hell yes, sisters have an abortion because they're hoes. But guess what? Brothers is driving them to the damn clinic too and giving them the money to kill the child too. Right? Equally culpable. They tell it out in the Apocrypha. Parents of soul destitute of help. This is how they held accountable. If you do not come into the Israelite school at I.S.U.P.K and change your life and become brand new and become a totally new creature, so in that day when Christ come back, you do not look like the same mother who aborted that baby. Christ will spare your life. Now, if you still dilly-dally and listen to this white man and said freedom of choice, you have the right to choose, when Christ comes, he's going to cut your head off. In short, come to the Israelite school at I.S.U.P.K and change your life. Become brand new. Get a brand new name. Who the hell is Keisha, Trisha, Lakia? What the hell is that? Come in here and get good, wholesome, womanly, sisterly wife names. Names that the Lord will give you. Names that the Lord will honor and give you a husband that you will submit to and obey and follow him and love him. And the Lord will bless your womb with children again. When once that womb was a house of death for all the whoring you did on a Saturday night. Just change your life and you wouldn't have to worry about a damn thing. Remember, in Ezekiel it said, the Lord doesn't have any pleasure that you should die, but change from your wicked ways. That's what the Lord don't want to kill you. But if you ain't listening, he is going to kill you. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 7. So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous and destruction of the enemy.
Read it again.
So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous and destruction of the enemy.
When Israelites saw what happened to the Egyptians, they accepted it. Meaning what? It's just like today. You tell somebody I'm separate from America, nah, not all white people bad. They ain't all devils. We can get along. See? Hands up, don't shoot. He right here with me and he white. This ain't a white thing. It's a police thing. In order for that to stop, you're going to have to accept that what? The salvation of what?
The salvation of the righteous and destruction of the enemy.
In order for all that to stop, in order for you to be saved from this hell, you're going to have to accept that your oppressor must be destroyed. He must die. In order for a victim of rape to not be raped anymore, the rapists have to die. You want to stop child molesters? They have to be put to death. You want blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to live as Israel again, the white man has to die. And just like in Egypt, Egyptians died by the hands of God, the white man will die by the hands of God. That's in the Bible. And you're going to accept it. You're going to accept it. I know you love Betsy and Sulin. I know you love that old Finkelstein Jeff boy. I know you love them. I know you would love to take them to the kingdom. But in that day, you're going to accept that they have to die in order for your nation to be built. And the Lord is going to make it happen. But you're going to have to come together as brothers first. Go ahead.
Verse 8. For wherewith thou didst punish our adversaries, by the same thou didst glorify us, whom thou hast called.
The same event. The same event. He punished the enemies and at the same time glorified Israel. So there's more to be saying. In order for us to get out of here, we know how to have this brother and band together. So that when the Lord is ready to lift this nation up, our enemies could be destroyed. Banding together is the end all and be all of our oppressor. That brotherhood is the end all and be all of our oppressor. We effectively separate from America and be of the same mind and the same heart and soul and willing to give up everything to the authority and trust that the Lord is going to set up this thing so that now every man will have what he needs and none will lack. Brother, America won't fall overnight. Christ going to be back here the next day. The next day, Christ going to be back. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 9. For the righteous children of good men did sacrifice secretly, and with one consent made a holy law, that the saints should be alike partakers of the same good and evil. The fathers now singing out the songs of praise.
Wait, read one more time.
For the righteous children of good men did sacrifice secretly.
Right. The righteous children of good men. You brothers and sisters who coming into this truth, who coming into this knowledge, coming into this brotherhood, coming into this family, the righteous children of good men. You're taking this truth and building this nation. You're doing what's required of you. You on the front line and you're putting your brick in. You sisters, you brothers who can't make it, you send them tithes and send them donations and money in so we could build this nation up. We could go to these cities and teach brothers, teach sisters how to get back on track with the Lord and build up our family again, right? Go ahead. We sacrifice secretly. We sacrifice secretly. Like, you come into this body, you're going to understand family. You're going to understand things that brothers and sisters going to do for you, that Commander GEN.YAHANNA going to do for you, that ain't nobody ever going to know about but you and him and the Lord. You understand? And you don't have to tell nobody, no, he requires it of you to see it. But you come into this and you're going to really know what a family is like, what a brother really is like, what a brother means. When it's like, in the world, you need help. You pick up the phone. It's too late to call him. Can't call him now. I'll wait till the morning. I start to suffer right here where I am. In here, problem comes up, you make a call. Like, time is irrelevant when it comes to brother and sister. Situation, circumstances is irrelevant when it comes to your family. You understand? We sacrifice secretly. Go ahead.
And with one consent made a holy law.
And with one consent, in one voice, we all agree that we are going to be brothers. We are all 12 tribes. We're going to come back together and we're going to be Israel again. We're going to be Israel. We're going to be Yasha Allah, a prince with power again. Now we ain't going to beg for the white man's love, but we going to live so that we demand his respect. Go ahead.
That the saints should be alike partakers of the same good and evil.
That the what?
The saints should be alike partakers.
Should be what?
Alike.
Should be what?
Alike.
Should be alike. We should be one. Unified. The same partakers of what?
Alike. Of the same good and evil.
Of the same good and evil. In that time, we sacrificed secretly and we made a law, promised to each other, brother, what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. And if we going down alike together. And brother, if we're going to live, we are going to live together. Now listen, you have that as the blood coursing through your veins, brother, the community would live. The community would live. Families would never separate and split because it's like we in it to win it. It's a done deal. Either we're going to suffer together or we're going to not suffer together. We're going to live together. But we're going to do this thing together. Ain't no separation. That's why them rich bougie niggas like Oprah Winfrey and Charles Barkley could never make it in this family. They're too weak. They are too weak. They're spineless. They're jelly-backed. They don't have no substance. You brothers and sisters who society reject and who the world says ain't nothing, you are family. And we all we have, and we all we need, and we're going to build this nation up bit by bit, brick by brick, layer by layer. And in that day, we're going to sing songs of praise. We're going to suffer together, fit together. And the Lord going to raise us up as one. Go ahead.
Like partakers of the same good and evil, the fathers now singing out the songs of praise.
The fathers now singing out the songs of praise after the fact, after all the sweat and tears and blood and the sacrificing and binding together and working hard and changing your life and giving up the old man and the old woman and putting on the new garments. As the Lord said, put on that beautiful garment. How good and glorious it is to see brothers dwelling together. That's what the Lord said. Israel going to be one again. And it's going to be one again under the only authority the Lord set up. That's under Commander GEN.YAHANNA at the Israelite school at I.S.U.P.K. With that, you have a question?
Yeah.
Come on quickly, we have 9 o'clock.
I said, what's the secret?
No, it ain't a secret. They sacrifice secretly. No, here exactly it's talking about in Egypt. In Egypt, of course, we lived in the land of Goshen, where it was separate from the Egyptians. And we killed kill the goat and take the blood and put it over the door. That's what Moses said. We made that sacrifice. It was the Passover lamb sacrifice. Same thing as Christ does the new Passover. We don't have to sacrifice no more. He's the one that the Lord will not kill us. You understand? That's the sacrifice secretly there. But today I'm talking about the sacrifice we make daily in Israel to build this nation up. The brotherhood. That brotherhood is a sacrifice. You want to deny that flesh, that wicked flesh that you inherit from the world coming in. You're going to have to deny the knee-jerk reflex reaction to be a damn demon to your brothers and sisters. And now put on that new spirit. Put on that garment that the Lord has for you to be a brother, a righteous brother and sister in this truth. Last question, we have to go. Come on.
He said, my mother overheard Cat talking about a secret when joining the I.S.U.P.K. She wants to know what exactly he meant.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the secret. The white man is the devil. It's a secret, all right? Go tell your mom that. That's the secret. The white man is the devil, all right? That's the secret. Come to class, you're going to learn everything you need to learn. With that, I pass the class over to Pre-Son Officer Natazak Mashah. Come, don't worry about it. Just do the announcements.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We had I.S.U.P.K. started out at 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the word. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers the 18th chapter, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you, give to the Treasury Department. Priest fund, free will offer for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. The upcoming Holy Convocation is the Feast of the Dedication, Hanukkah, the 25th day of the 9th month, by the space of 8 days. This started Tuesday, December the 16th until sundown, Wednesday, December the 24th, which is tomorrow. You can read this in 1 Maccabees chapter 4, verses 52 through 61. Last, if any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, they are to wear all black. Black boots, shirt, pant, headband, and scarf. Anything, Ken?
Loud. Pay your tithes. Send them funds in, man. Come on.
And with that, I invite you, which means to stand, Wapanya means to turn and face the east. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abenau, Shabbat Shemai, Kodah, I.S.U.P.K, Yahweh, Malak-Ka, Tabah, Ratazaka, I.S.U.P.K, Kawa, Bashemai, Nathananau, Lakam, Yawan, Masalak-Lanau, Kawawak-Nau, Kasalak now, Wala'a, now, Panasaya one, Abba, I was shy now, Maya, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Bahafapara, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debt. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Going through the Hakka. The prayer for the power. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahusha, Baba Kusha, Nathananau, Haka, Larabah, Kal Makala, Wakal Marawa, Haka, Latahar, Hamatazarai, Haka, Lahakwiya, Hamafia, Haka, Arukawa, Batama'ala, Lagarisha, Ba'ashem Yahusha, Water Amah. Yahweh, in the name of Yahusha, please give us the power, the power to heal, all manner of sickness, and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the leper, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, in the name of Yahusha. Thank you. So be it. I'm going to do the prayer for the blessings, for the power structure. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shah. Wa Mayaka'al. Wa Alahai. Matazab Yah. Alawap Yahan. Alawap. Hasarabia. Akwatazayanya. Akhayayawya. Waha Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahusha. Water Amah. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahusha. And Mike. And the angel. Commanding General Yahanna. The general. The captain. The officer. The troopers. And the sister. Yahweh. In the name of Yahusha. Thank you. So be it. Pray for the curses.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
And death to the heathen.
And death to the heathen.
That speak against us.
That speak against us.
Thy prophet.
Thy prophet.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brother.
The Israelite brother.
And the school.
And the school.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
And death to the heathen.
And death to the heathen.
And shake loose.
And shake loose.
The pockets of the rich of Israel.
The pockets of the rich of Israel.
That refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
And death to the Edomites.
And death to the Edomites.
And the nation.
And the nation.
And their drug dealers.
And their drug dealers.
The court system.
The court system.
The prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues in arms.
Amalek synagogues in arms.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Posse Comitatus.
Posse Comitatus.
The gay movement.
The gay movement.
The lesbian movement.
The lesbian movement.
Spies.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
NASA space program.
NASA space program. Army.
Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marines.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airwaves.
And the airwaves.
The cable access channel.
The cable access channel.
And the radio channel.
And the radio channel.
Convict the spirit.
Convict the spirit.
Of any of thy people.
Of any of thy people.
That seek to stop us.
That seek to stop us.
And bring swift death.
And bring swift death.
To all the heathen.
To all the heathen.
That stand in the way.
That stand in the way.
Or try to stop us.
Or try to stop us.
From broadcasting your words.
From broadcasting your words.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the terrorists.
Let loose all the terrorists.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Through the earth.
Through the earth.
And destroy.
And destroy.
Cause the terrorists.
Cause the terrorists.
To come against America.
To come against America.
And destroy them.
And destroy them.
In their strongholds.
In their strongholds.
Let America shake.
Let America shake.
At the hands of the terrorists.
At the hands of the terrorists.
Let Yahweh Shai.
Let Yahweh Shai.
Michael and Gabriel.
Michael and Gabriel.
Come down with the flying saucers.
Come down with the flying saucers.
And kill all the heathen.
And kill all the heathen.
That come up against us.
That come up against us.
As we speak thy word.
As we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all.
Cause it to be known by all.
That it is the angels that had done it.
That it is the angels that had done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it. And pray to bless Israel. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
I.S.U.P.K. Yahweh Shai.
I.S.U.P.K. Yahweh Shai.
Barak Lanau.
Barak Lanau.
Y.A.H.A.L.
Y.A.H.A.L.
Wahabayah.
Wahabayah.
Sapari.
Sapari.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magan.
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 Magan. Commanding General Yahanna.
Commanding General Yahanna.
The I.S.U.P.K.
The I.S.U.P.K.
All the camps of the I.S.U.P.K.
All the camps of the I.S.U.P.K.
All the schools of the I.S.U.P.K.
All the schools of the I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and sisters that support the I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and sisters that support the I.S.U.P.K.
Tazaria.
Tazaria.
Tazawoya.
Tazawoya.
Nayeta.
Nayeta.
Mawukwa.
Mawukwa.
Ayash Kabawa.
Ayash Kabawa.
Ra'ahawa.
Ra'ahawa.
Bukwash Matazaha.
Bukwash Matazaha.
Wataza.
Wataza.
Hamakwa.
Hamakwa.
Samakaya.
Samakaya.
Kamala.
Kamala.
Isaac.
Isaac.
Lisa.
Lisa.
Norris.
Norris.
Ulrich.
Ulrich.
Claire.
Claire. Commanding General Yahanna.
Commanding General Yahanna.
Officer Tazawoya.
Officer Tazawoya.
Officer Gabaria.
Officer Gabaria.
Kapa.
Kapa.
Katiza.
Katiza.
Makabiah,
Saparia,
Bakwash, Laban Yahawada, Panaya, Sister Lisa, Brother Norris, Hughlon, Shirley, Teresa, Jawan, Roger, Anthony, Nikita, Dion, Hamakwa, Sister Samakaya, Kada Baraya, Bahashim Yahushua, the water Amas. What we just said was the Most High, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, and protect the loved ones in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, and so be it. Saw, which means to turn. We'll give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Iman Shabbat, Imayim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatham,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatham,
Yadi Matam, last is this.